Okay, imagine this. You step onto a beach, twin suns overhead, warm glow, gentle waves, and across the sky, these incredible shimmering
It
rings.
sounds like paradise, right? That's Coralee. A water world, like 98% ocean.
Exactly, and it's become this huge magnet for tourists, for settlers, people looking for that perfect escape, a real frontier vibe.
It really does sound idyllic. Our sources, they paint this picture of rings outshining everything at night, casting these sort of ragged, beautiful reflections on the water. It attracts, as one source puts it, frustrated explorers and hopeless romantics,
Yeah.
people wanting a fresh start.
Yeah, clean slate.
But you have to wonder, is that allure, that beauty, hiding something? Maybe something a bit darker, an echo of our own past, perhaps.
Oh, absolutely. And our deep dive today shows us it definitely is. Coralie might be an escape, but its existence, even its pristine nature, is kind of a stark reminder of Earth's ecological mess.
Right, the sources mention Earth's oceans got so choked with pollution.
Yeah, that dolphins, whales, all cetacean life had to be relocated, painstakingly moved to these new ocean worlds. So this paradise has a foundation built on old mistakes. So today, we're diving into a stack of really thrilling source material. We're going to uncover hidden dangers, ancient mysteries, and frankly, an unimaginable threat lurking just beneath that beautiful surface.
We'll unpack this story of a colony fighting for survival, the secrets of a deep-cover alien agent.
And how one rather quirky Time Lord gets involved in sorting it all out.
It's important to get the setting, too. Coralie, the colony itself, is young, only 4 years old, but already bustling.
That rapid growth, that perfect image, it's masking not just Earth's ecological ghosts, but immediate, terrifying dangers right there on the planet.
Like humanity tried to run from its past, but stumbled right into something ancient and, well, very dangerous.
Okay, so with that scene said, beautiful world, dark history, the sources throw us right into the thick of it with Holly Rafe.
She's a planetary engineer. Described as having flame red hair and deep green eyes. Tough, resilient.
And her everyday job just spirals into a nightmare. We meet her on the Hyperion Dawn, this cable-laying platform. It's seen better days, definitely, covered in scars of too many storms.
Holly's a veteran of these ocean colonies, has this rare specialty, but it's her connection to Coralie's oceans that really stands out. She's just captivated by them, always seeing something new, like the ocean's alive.
And that connection is deep. Our sources mention her only memory of Earth's sea.
Mm.
Just once, as a teen, she snuck out past curfew.
And saw what? Just sludge.
Pretty much. Described as a thick, viscous slime, flecked with gray scum. Horrible. So Coralie's pristine water isn't just professional interest for her, it's deeply personal.
That really underscores the whole point, doesn't it? That yearning for untouched beauty, even while carrying the baggage of, planetary exploitation, how fragile this new world is.
But that fascination, it turns to sheer terror. Instantly, the Hyperion Dawn gets hit. Brutal attack, forces unknown.
The descriptions are vivid. You can almost hear the claws dragging on the deck plates.
Feel the vibration as shapes surging up from the water. And this sound, this guttural, bubbling roar.
Crew members just snatched over the side. Gone.
Yeah, disappears into the water. The deck itself is like punched up from below, torn like paper. Just chaos, raw violence.
And the kicker, Holly knows, remembers clearly, the official colonization survey said, no predators on Coralee. Explicitly.
Right, so official records say one thing, scientific certainty says one thing.
And then this happens. Violent, terrifying reality. It's the first big red flag. Something's wrong, something deliberate, not just, an undiscovered creature.
Definitely feels like something's behind it.
Yeah.
Someone.
Mm-hmm.
So while Holly's fighting for her life and Coralie's facing this unexplained horror, a very different arrival is happening.
A lighter touch, maybe, though just as unusual.
Yeah. Just as things are going sideways, enter the Doctor, our favorite quirky Time Lord, and his companion, Ace. They're landing on Coralie hoping for a holiday.
Yeah, talk about timing. As Holly's dealing with survival, the Doctor steps out of his blue box onto the beach, trousers rolled up, clutching a kite.
A huge, colorful kite.
Yeah.
And a bright red plastic bucket and spade. Like, he's genuinely ready to build sandcastles.
It's such a funny image, isn't it? This being who travels all of time and space, ready for some R&R.
Can a Time Lord ever really relax, though? I doubt it lasts long. Almost makes you forget the danger for a second.
Probably not. His holidays usually end up involving galactic crises, let's be honest. But even Ace, she's got hints of past trauma, mentions Blitz, Victorian London. She's genuinely hoping for some calm.
A chance to heal a bit, maybe.
Yeah. And the contrast between their hopeful arrival, all playful, and the chaos just offshore. He's quite something. They want peace, but the universe, well.
The universe tends to have other plans for them. But the mystery isn't just this sudden attack, is it? It goes deeper. Literally.
Right, the sources take us underwater into Coralee's ancient past. There's Professor Mackenzie, he's an archaeologist, digging in these amazing underwater ruins.
What's he finding?
Murals depicting this incredibly advanced aquatic civilization. They achieved spaceflight, waged wars, and then chillingly, the murals show a new species appearing, associated with destruction, carnage.
A rise, a fall, and a very dark turn. Sounds ominous.
And then there's this other character, Edwin Bryce, a travel writer, bit of a sensationalist apparently, a local celeb.
What's his angle?
He's the first one to actually call these destructive figures the Krill, publicly anyway. He links them to Earth myths like Ragnarok. Big, dramatic stuff.
How does Mackenzie take that? The serious academic.
Oh, he dismisses Bryce completely, calls him a charlatan.
Right.
Pure academic versus, folklore and sensationalism.
But the doctor, he probably sees something in it.
Exactly. Always open-minded. He starts wondering if maybe Bryce's sensationalism isn't entirely off base. There's a thread connecting legend to what's happening now.
And things get very real very quickly for Ace, don't they? She ends up trapped.
Yeah, her, Rajid the marine biologist, and Bryce the writer, they're on a tourist submarine, and it gets attacked by the Krill.
And seeing them.
Yeah.
What are they like?
Terrifying. Sources describe one as huge. It's skin-plated and ribbed, spines and bristles cresting over its head. It has this vast, distended maw, like a gaping mouth full of teeth, and claws just slamming against the sub's hull.
You can just imagine the noise, the fear inside that sub. Metal groaning.
Absolutely. But Ace, she's brilliant under pressure. Total grit.
What'd you do?
She uses a local creature, a remora eel, described as being like a tube train-sized mass of fin and muscle. They usually lure them out with blood for tourists.
Okay.
She manages to use it to distract the Krill attacking the sub, buys them time to escape.
Wow. Quick thinking. Shows how ferocious the Krill are, too, if even that distracts them. And Ace's bravery again.
Definitely. She uses the environment, shows real survival instinct.
Meanwhile, the doctor's doing his detective thing.
Uh-huh.
He finds a dead alien near those underwater ruins.
And this is key. He realizes this dead alien is not a Krill. So who is it? Or what?
Looks like an explorer, maybe a combatant, wearing a warlike diving suit, carrying a pretty nasty weapon. So this isn't just about Coralee's past. There's a bigger conflict happening, something galactic.
Exactly. It broadens the whole thing. This fight has somehow spilled onto Coralee.
Which brings us back to the big question. What are the Krills, really, if they're not just predators?
The doctor figures it out. It's chilling. They're not natural. They were genetically engineered, living weapons.
Engineered. By who?
By Coralee's own ancient inhabitants, millennia ago. He finds out they thrive on radiation. They're literally born out of nuclear fusion.
Born from nuclear fusion. That's terrifying.
It explains why they're so destructive and why they vanished. They turned Coralee into a blasted wilderness for millennia and then presumably died out themselves when the radiation levels dropped or their purpose was fulfilled.
So the ancients created their own apocalypse, essentially.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
A real warning about weapon development.
Absolutely. A cycle of history right there. Reaching for ultimate power and engineering your own downfall.
Okay, but if they died out, how are they back now? Attacking the colony.
Ah, well, that leads us to the big twist. Philip Garrett, the colony's senior engineer. Seems dependable, right?
Yeah. What about him?
He's not who he seems at all. He's actually Scorte, a deep cover operative. Aliens.
An alien? What kind?
From a race called the Cythosi. They're known for these long-term infiltrations, deep strategic games across the galaxy. Scorte's been living as Garrett among humans for nearly 20 years.
20 years?
Using sophisticated tech, personal morphing generators to keep up the disguise. It's an incredible level of deception.
20 years. Just imagine the mental toll. What's the Cythosi plan then? Why plant him there?
It's ambitious and ruthless. They want to harvest dormant krill eggs.
Wait, dormant eggs where?
From Coralee's rings, those beautiful rings.
No way, to use them as weapons.
Exactly. Weapons against their old enemies, the Zithra, another galactic power. And that's not all. They also plan to use an ancient biogenetic weapon, also from Coralee's creators, to sterilize the worlds they attack after using the krill.
So, krill attack, then bioweapon cleanup. That's thorough and horrifying. Reclaiming something. Or just dominance.
Seems like a mix of both, maybe. Ruthless strategy, either way.
But you mentioned the mental toll. How is Garrett or Scorte holding up after 20 years?
Not well. Not well at all. The sources say he's becoming unstable, showing signs of schizophrenia, having visions.
Oh, wow. The mission broke him.
Seems like it. And it gets weirder. He started aligning himself with this fringe group on Coralee, Dreekan cultists. They're into ancient prophecies.
And they see him as.
Their liberator god, Trikadra. Some mythical figure from their beliefs. He's feeding into it, maybe even believing it himself now. It adds this tragic, complex layer. His mind is fracturing, and he's twisting myths to fit his own broken reality.
So he's not just an enemy agent. He's an unstable enemy agent who thinks he might be a god. That's much worse.
Definitely raises the stakes.
Yeah.
And the doctor puts another piece together. He finds a radioactive element planted on the Hyperion Dawn's hull.
Connecting back to the Krill needing radiation.
Precisely. It's the proof. Someone is deliberately reviving them, feeding them almost. Garrett's actions, the Krill attacks, the Cythosi plot, it all clicks together. It's targeted, malicious. Coralee is suffering by design.
So just as everything becomes clear, Coralee faces this double threat, right?
Yeah, a nightmare scenario. First, there's a monster hurricane bearing down, described as bigger than anything you will ever have seen on Earth, just immense natural power.
And at the same time.
The Krill are attacking, hitting the colony's storm shutters, the defense grid, relentless engineered assault, attacked from the sky by weather, attacked from the sea by monsters.
Talk about being caught between a rock and a hard place. How are the colony's defenses holding up?
There's a weakness, a critical one. Remember the dolphins?
Yeah, the cynical but kind one, RTKTK.
That's the one. He reveals to Ace there's a dolphin canal, an aquatic path that goes from the open sea right into the colony's central areas.
Oh no, a back door.
Exactly. An unforeseen vulnerability. Turns a convenience into a fatal flaw. The Krill can just bypass the main defenses.
And they do, I assume.
They do. Chaos erupts inside the colony, Krill pouring in through the canal, smashing through hotel walls, public spaces. It's terrifying.
What about Ace?
Still fighting. Total bravery. Using whatever she can find, security grills, sprinklers, trying to slow them down.
But there's a loss amidst all this chaos.
Yeah, a really tragic one. Professor Mackenzie, the archaeologist who figured out so much.
What happens?
He's killed. Brutally. By Garrett Squirt. The engineer's instability, his fractured mind, just boils over in this final, violent act. It really hits home the human cost of it all.
That's awful. He was just trying to understand the past.
And the situation just keeps getting worse, doesn't it? Reaching a climax.
Garrett's final move.
His final act of sabotage.
Yeah.
Fully lost in his Trikadra delusion, he shuts down the coolant flow to the colony's main reactor.
Threatening a nuclear detonation.
It's a catastrophic one. It would destroy Coralee completely, and worse, probably unleash countless more Krill across the galaxy as the radiation spikes.
How do you even stop that? An enemy created by history, weaponized by a broken mind.
It seems impossible, but, you know, the doctor...
Always finds a way. What's his plan?
Ingenious as ever. He uses the Cythosi's own tech against them, their transmat system, the teleportation tech.
Okay, but that's usually for smaller things, right?
Right. But he takes this massive gamble. He somehow manages to configure it to beam all the dormant Krill eggs, the ones harvested from the rings from Coralee to the Cythosi mothership, all at once.
Overloading their system?
Completely. Fried them. It's an audacious, brilliant move, turning their weapons stockpile against their own ship.
Okay, so the eggs are now on the crippled Cythosi ship. What next?
This is where it looks like the end for the doctor. He takes the damaged ship with the eggs and that dangerous bioweapon still on board.
And flies it where?
Directly into Coralee's rings, the asteroid belt. To destroy everything. The ship hits a rock and ice. It's ripped into blazing fragments. Lights up the rings like a temporary sun.
A final sacrifice. Wow.
It really seems like it. A breathtaking moment. The end of the doctor.
But this is the doctor we're talking about.
Exactly. Always an escape plan. In a great twist, he survives.
Ow.
Uses his respiratory bypass system, classic Doctor Who stuff, and apparently used the tough outer shell, the carapace of a krill egg for protection during the fall.
Seriously?
Yeah.
He fell back to the planet shielded by a krill egg.
Yep. Lands in the ocean. And who finds him? Floating there.
Let me guess. The dolphin, Quilp.
You got it. Brings the adventure to a very unique, very doctor-y conclusion.
Incredible. So what's the immediate aftermath? Coralee saved, but scarred.
Pretty much. Things slowly start getting back to normality. Brenda Mulholland, the colony coordinator, she has the grim task of compiling the list of the dead, including Mackenzie, sadly.
But they're new beginnings, too.
Yes, those surviving Cythosi functionaries, the human ones who are basically slaves to the command structure, they land on Coralee, free now, ready to build new lives.
And Holly, Rajid.
Holly's back at work, helping repair everything. And Rajid and Greg, the sources say they're already planning a beach bar. Gonna use an old shuttle wreck for it. Bit of resourceful rebuilding.
And the Doctor and Ace, back to their holiday.
Seems so. Back to making sandcastles. Maybe a symbolic rebuilding for them, too, after everything.
So we've averted the crisis. Coralee is safe. For now, people are rebuilding. But what's the big takeaway here from this deep dive? What lingers?
Well, the chilling thing is, those krill eggs and the damaged bioweapon, they aren't actually gone.
Oh, where are they? Still in the mothership debris.
Scattered, now nestled in the rings of Coralee, clinging to the rocks, frozen in the ice. The sources describe them glinting like diamonds, and they're called eternally patient.
Eternally patient. That's unsettling. So the threat isn't neutralized, just dormant. Again.
Exactly. And it highlights that key point, doesn't it? How chasing powerful weapons, even for defense, can just unleash things you can't control.
Like Coralee's ancients creating their own doom.
Right. What does it mean for society to engineer its own apocalypse? And you see how that lure of ancient power, that ultimate weapon, just keeps tempting new civilizations down the same path. The Cythosi tried to harness it.
And almost got wiped out by it.
Hmm.
So with the Krill still out there, patient, needing radiation,
Yeah.
and that bioweapon just floating in the rings.
The question isn't really if they'll wake up again, it's when. And what new conflict, what new ambition, or even what accident might be the thing that stirs them next time, leaves you wondering about those cycles of power and destruction, doesn't it?